Hey, it's Professor Grabowski. Besides being a professor, I'm also a lawyer with a focus on internet law. And this video will provide a plain language primer on the most common legal issues that cryptocurrency investors and traders need to be aware of. Specifically, we'll cover privacy, taxes, initial coin offerings, exchange regulations, cybercrime, and what the future may hold. Now, to many longtime investors, cryptocurrency law may sound like an oxymoron. After all, the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, was created by cypherpunks as a way to escape the clutches of central authorities like governments and banks. As a result of its technology, Bitcoin can be sent instantly to anyone, anytime, anywhere, almost anonymously, without needing a bank or any other third-party type of intermediary to coordinate the transaction. This technology makes it a censorship-resistant way to send money. That's why WikiLeaks began accepting Bitcoin after government officials pressured credit card companies to block people from making donations. Silk Road, a website that sold illicit drugs, accepted Bitcoin for the same reason, to get around law enforcement. As a result of these uses, Bitcoin developed the reputation in the media as being only something that criminals use, and journalists still frequently liken cryptocurrency to the old Wild West. But the reality is, cryptocurrency has become mainstream in the 10 years since its birth. A 2018 study found that an estimated 8% of Americans are already investing in one or more of the 2,000 plus cryptocurrencies sold worldwide on online trading platforms. Bitcoin is accepted as payment by prominent companies including Microsoft, and it's been featured in storylines on popular TV shows such as The Good Wife. While cryptocurrency is still relatively new, that does not mean there aren't any laws governing it. Although many issues surrounding cryptocurrency remain unclear or unregulated, there are some practices that can get the average retail investor, like yourself, in trouble. Federal policies adopted in 2017, for example, impact taxes on cryptocurrency and participation in initial coin offerings. More regulations are likely, and that could be a good or a bad thing, depending on whom you ask. So let's take a closer look at what legal issues the average American investor needs to be aware of. First, let's talk about privacy. Online privacy is a paramount concern these days and happens to be one of cryptocurrency's greatest strengths. Its transactions can provide more privacy than traditional payment methods, such as checks or credit cards. It's possible to send and receive cryptocurrency without giving any personally identifying information. But there are limits to this privacy. Transactions are not completely anonymous, rather they're pseudo-anonymous. Sending and receiving cryptocurrency is like writing books under a pseudonym. You can preserve privacy as long as the pseudonym is not linked to your real identity. If your address is ever linked to your identity, then every transaction will be linked to you because every transaction involving that address is stored forever in the blockchain. But as long as you're careful with whom you share both your identity and address with, you probably don't have to worry about your transaction history being exposed. However, there is a caveat. No matter what precautions you take, it's difficult to hide from the government. Law enforcement likely has the forensics tools necessary to uncover your identity if they're motivated to. For instance, the founder of Silk Road was eventually caught and convicted and sentenced to life without parole. The FBI tracked his IP address to an internet cafe and caught him in the act of logging into the website. This cautionary tale shows what can happen if you use cryptocurrency to engage in illegal activities, such as purchasing contraband online, money laundering, or tax evasion. Speaking of taxes, yes, you must pay them on your cryptocurrency riches, unfortunately. The Internal Revenue Service, or IRS, treats cryptocurrency as property, which subjects it to the same tax regulations as other property investments. Exchanging cryptocurrency for money, trading cryptocurrency for other cryptocurrency, and spending cryptocurrency are all taxable events. It doesn't matter if you sold your Bitcoin for cash, exchanged it for another cryptocurrency, or used it to buy a cappuccino or Lamborghini. In all three cases, the IRS views it as if you sold the coins. Under 2017 tax reform laws enacted by Congress and the Trump administration, swapping one cryptocurrency for another is no longer considered a like-kind exchange. Additionally, if you receive free cryptocurrency through a gift or giveaway, such as a fork or airdrop, that's considered a taxable event too. This can create quite a hassle if you're a cryptocurrency day trader, because you must report every transaction and calculate the gain or loss at the point of each transaction. If you own a particular cryptocurrency for less than a year, you pay the short-term capital gains tax, a tax rate that's identical to your marginal tax rate. If you hold on to the cryptocurrency for a year or more, then you qualify for a lower long-term capital gains rate. Record keeping is your responsibility. Exchanges typically do not send you a 1099 detailing your transactions. Penalties may be steep if you do not honestly and accurately report your holdings and returns. Another recent change to cryptocurrency laws involves initial coin offerings, or ICOs. Blockchain projects frequently raise funds by offering a pre-sale on their cryptocurrency before it hits exchanges. But Americans are effectively barred from investing in these Kickstarters. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, typically considers ICOs to be securities, a tradable financial asset, which subjects them to more regulation. Oddly, cryptocurrency is not considered a security at this time, although that could change. Under an SEC policy adopted in 2017, only an elite wealthy group of Americans known as accredited investors can participate in ICOs. Rather than register with the SEC and deal with its tricky regulations, however, many blockchain projects opt to bar any American from participating in their ICO. Now, SEC officials maintain that their policy is intended to protect investors from fraud. Indeed, according to a 2018 study, a staggering 81% of ICOs launched since early 2017 have been found to be scams, while only 8% went on to trade on an exchange. In addition to exercising caution with ICOs, the SEC advises investors to be careful when they buy cryptocurrency. Platforms that sell cryptocurrency often call themselves exchanges, which can mislead consumers into believing that a regulatory net of some kind exists. In reality, they're more akin to e-brokerage websites than something like the New York Stock Exchange. While popular American exchanges such as Coinbase and Gemini are both registered with and regulated by government agencies in the United States, many platforms that sell cryptocurrency to Americans are not and can do whatever they want with your money. Some exchanges utilize questionable tactics to manipulate prices and profit off of transactions. For example, if you submit a limit order, you must trust that the exchange strictly follows your order, but oftentimes it doesn't. Some exchanges use bots that trade coins with themselves to artificially inflate market demand, driving up prices. So choose your exchange wisely, because there are many bad ones operating. ICOs and exchanges are just some of the ways you can be defrauded. If you invest in cryptocurrency, you're certainly in the crosshairs of cybercriminals. According to a 2017 Gallup poll, 25% of Americans said they were the victim of a cybercrime on their home computer in the past year. So your guard should be especially raised when it comes to cryptocurrency. Hacking and scams are particularly rampant in this part of the internet. A cryptocurrency exchange is hacked almost every month. According to the Wall Street Journal, nearly $1 billion worth of cryptocurrency was stolen by hackers during the first half of 2018. Unlike American banks, cryptocurrency exchanges are not FDI insured, so you might not be reimbursed if the exchange has its coins stolen. Meanwhile, Twitter has been overtaken with accounts impersonating notable figures and businesses promising thousands of Bitcoin or Ethereum in return for users merely sending a small amount of cryptocurrency to their accounts. The good news is that law enforcement is fighting back. The federal government can potentially charge cryptocurrency-related crimes under at least 40 different federal statutes, and there are also a number of traditional criminal statutes that apply to such crimes. But many obstacles still exist to fighting crime. lack of information sharing among law enforcement agencies, and limited technological resources and experience among local law enforcement agencies can make it difficult to uncover a criminal's true identity and prosecute him. In some cases, laws are murky, enabling exploitation. For example, online gambling involving money is illegal in most states, but some online casinos use Bitcoin to skirt around these bans because it's not considered a currency under IRS regulations. Meanwhile, pump and dump trading schemes are common on exchanges, but not explicitly forbidden. This happens when a group of investors coordinates a massive buy and sell off of a particular cryptocurrency on a particular exchange in a short period of time. Some people make some profit, but many lose or get left holding the bag. In the traditional investment world, such as the stock market, pump and dump schemes are illegal. But because cryptocurrencies are not considered securities, it's not officially illegal and happens quite frequently. Cryptocurrency protocols also present barriers for righting wrongs. To prevent double spending, a transaction cannot be reversed by anyone. If something goes wrong with a transaction, there's no way to recover it. There's no safety net to protect you like there is when you use banks or credit cards. Finally, there are jurisdictional challenges. Cryptocurrency is a global marketplace and no one controls it. There is no international body that regulates cryptocurrency or global agreement on how it should be governed. Each nation makes its own laws and conflicts often emerge. An investor may reside in America, buy cryptocurrency from an exchange located in Malta, and use it to purchase a product from someone in China. If a dispute arises as a result of that chain of transactions, whose laws apply? You could find yourself facing legal claims for activities that are legal in your own country. Or, if you're harmed by a hack or scam involving an overseas transaction, redress may not be available. Given all these dangers, investors need to protect themselves online. Taking security measures such as using strong passwords with two-factor authentication, installing anti-malware software on devices, and storing cryptocurrency offline are essential. At the same time, don't be gaslit by negative media stories. Cryptocurrency arguably has an outsized reputation as being something that is only used for illegal activities. Although Bitcoin initially gained demand thanks to Silk Road, it's now regarded as a legitimate investment. In fact, a 2018 study by the Foundation for Defense of Democracies found that only 1% of all Bitcoin is used for illegal transactions. For the most part, U.S. government officials have taken a hands-off approach on cryptocurrency oversight, believing that too much regulation could hinder the budding technology's growth. In fact, Bitcoin.com ranked the United States among the world's top 10 Bitcoin-friendly countries. But as more retail and institutional investors enter the market, lawmakers are focusing more attention on cryptocurrency. Consider that there were 17 congressional hearings on the topic in 2017 compared to 3 in 2013. More regulations in the near future are almost a certainty. There's great debate over how stricter regulations might impact the market. The old guard in crypto land generally fears regulation. After all, cryptocurrency was created to rebel against the government. According to a December 2017 survey, only 30% of Bitcoin owners want the government to play a stronger role in regulating Bitcoin and virtual currencies. On the other hand, more regulation may do just the opposite. Numerous studies show that more retail investors and institutional investors want to enter the cryptocurrency market, but they're concerned about all the hacks, scams, and legal uncertainty. Harvard Business Review speculates that having clear and coherent legal guidelines could attract good actors to the American market and push out fraudsters. Most cryptocurrency executives welcome more regulation as well. A 2018 survey by international law firm Foley and Lardner found that 72% felt that there's a lot of legal uncertainty, and 68% of cryptocurrency executives support government oversight of cryptocurrency trades. Now, whether the new regulations will help or hurt the market is open to debate. The only thing that seems certain about the regulations is that there will be some more soon. Well, that's cryptocurrency law in a nutshell. Once again, I'm Professor Mark Grabowski, and thanks for watching.